Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I want to show you how I built these angled walls. I know it's not a new thing, but I found that a lot of people were asking about these angled walls, so I decided to make a tutorial. So I want to explain you why it's not easy to build it with the stone walls, because when you have these round pieces, these pillars I shown you before, you have the smallest possible gap between the pillars. And when you have the stone pillars, there's a big gap. I will show you after the first part what I mean, and I will try to build an angled wall with stone. So here we go. You would only need the log cabin, of course, because it's the most immersive looking pieces for a wooden wall, and it's also free, so it's pretty cool that because everyone can do it. And yeah, I just start with the pillar and then extend the wall, and you can of course customize the wall however you want. This is just a simple wall, it's not something very complex, but I show you after the tutorial how I did it in my Viking castle build. Doesn't matter how wide the wall is, because you can do it with every wideness. And this is just a fast build, it's not something special, but I will also show you how you can do it with these spikes. So this is now the most important part, because here you can see when you put down the pillar in the normal height, it's similar to the other height. You do an angle, but it's not fitting like you can see here. Of course not, because there's the other angle is blocking the build. But if you do it like this, you have a big gap. You can extend that and close it a little bit, but for me it doesn't look cool, it doesn't look right, and it doesn't really work. So when you also just put like you see here, a little bit more down, like was just one floor piece down, it also will not work because it gets in the way of the other angle. So that's why you have to figure out, okay, which height will work. And as you can see here, you can feel, or you can see the difference. So you have to put the floor piece down like this, and you have a little small tiny gap. It's like a maybe half stud gap, and it's not the height of the floor piece, but it's a little bit smaller, but it will work like this. Then you just put the pillar down, and you can just go from there. You will see it here. And then you can, of course, you have to figure out the angle so that the gap is not the biggest. So there are a couple of options you can do, but the pillar needs to be on the height where you have this little gap I was showing you before. Sometimes you have gaps like this, but you can easily close it with another pillar. It's not the perfect look, but when you watch from the outside, it looks like it's closed. And I show you later a trick how it looks even more cool, and how you can like hide this weird look, this weird build, or this weird looking angle. You will see it. So this is like the core function of these angles. It's pretty easy. You have like a little stair here, but I think it looks fine. It looks very cool. Then you extend the wall, and then you can do another angle and another angle. You can do it however you want, but I will show you, like I said before, I will show you after the tutorial how it can look like. And then, of course, you close the gap inside. And I really like these small looking, or these small areas under or inside the wall. And it doesn't look really messy. You can do some cosmetic stuff here and there, put some floor pieces, but I found a more pleasing way. And it's not perfect. You have some holes, you have some spaces, but I don't really mind it. It still looks cool. And this is the technique I have, not a technique, but I think this looks the most and best way, because you don't really have the need to have the wall with the walking path all the way around. I really like to have it closed, because you can maybe think about having like a big pillar, like a foundation pillar, and then you can just put some doors inside. So my idea was to have an outer wall where the people, when they get attacked, can protect themselves, and then when they get attacked they can just run inside the wall and they are protected. They don't have to move there all the way. I really like this room here, it looks very cool, but like I said, I like more to close it, because it looks, you hide the ugly stuff, you know. And there are other examples I will show you later. And that's it. I really like this. It's a very cool technique, but like I said before, I found it difficult to make it with the stone, and I will show you now. So here we have the stone wall, and now I will show you why it's so difficult to do it with stone. Yeah, you can do it. It's the same technique like I did with the wood, but you don't have, or I don't have, and maybe there is a piece with a round stone. This would be nice, and it would be also work better if we would have like a round pillar to close the gap more. But you can see outside it doesn't really look cool. It doesn't look immersive. The gap is too big. It's like, I don't like it. You can do it like this, and there maybe are some ways where you can do it better, but you can't even place a roof on top. You can place, of course, these pieces, but again, the gap is too big and it's too hard to close the gap and to have it look cool. But I wanted to show you that it's possible, but I think the wooden way is better. And yeah, that's it for the first part. I will show you now some other things I did in my main wooden Viking castle, and you have like small corners like here. This looks also fine because it looks like you have just a plank on top, and you see here there are some gaps, but it looks immersive and it looks real, because when you work with wood, maybe sometimes it looks like this. And then I closed it here. You have a little room on the other side where you can, I don't know what I will place there, some stuff from the Vikings, but I like it. It looks cool, and I show you other angles and other things I built now. And of course, you can also build like tower or a house or anything you want on angle, and it looks also pretty cool because the area where it's overlapping can be super small, and when it's super small it looks even more better. Like here, it's super small and you can close it easy, and yeah, it turned out pretty cool. And that's it for today's video. The tutorial is done, and I hope you liked it. And if you liked it, let me know in the comments, and leave a like. You know how it works. Subscribe, and it means a lot to me if you subscribe. It helps me grow, and yeah, Let me know what you think, and I see you in the next video. Your Pablo.